Pratfall.
Pratt himself would be proud. I should mention that this...
He's gone. I've got to stop him somehow. But how do you destroy laziness?
I should mention that this music here is also your handiwork.
Right, yes. I also...
And that...
Sorry, go on.
That scene that we just did, it's such a great sort of reward for not pressing the button.
Yeah.
All the we're thrust into the third act or whatever, and or maybe you would consider this the second act.
No, I think
anyway.
this is the third act. This is definitely the end portion of the game, and this is when the stakes are their highest, and we start thinking that the designer is the enemy because he's fucked us over by giving him this shitty game to be in as this main character here. But then it turns out it's not him, it's this demon, this laziness.
It's the seemingly innocuous dickhead.
Yeah.
That's turned into...
Yeah, and years of watching Star Trek and Red Dwarf has made me feel the need to, create these characters who are the psychic embodiment of an emotion or an inner demon and stuff, So now we're actually...
And it could not have been more appropriately cast.
Not at all. But you definitely do get the roll down perfectly. The whole, why bother, sort of thing, But...
We should do a version of the game where I'm doing all of your lines and you're doing them.
Yeah, don't say that because they'll start demanding it.
Yeah.
That would just be all the same amount of work for no purpose.
Right.
And you'd have more
Well,
lives.
all you would have to do is we have to do is copy the delivery of the previous, copy word for word,
it'll be
inflection for inflection.
Yeah. No.
But don't, if you're listening, don't demand that,
No,
because
don't, 'cause it's
there are
not
other
happening.
things that have to happen, and you'll much more greatly appreciate these other things. So
Other things are better. Yeah.
Indeed.
Your delivery of the lines that when he transforms, he's like, "Yeah, now you see my true form," and it's like the kind of that's the cliche bad guy thing, like I have arisen, and then he's like. And suddenly he comes back out of that character and he's like, well, yeah, in a sense, I'm a cloud of shit, and...
right,
no!
Well, in a sense.
Yeah, that was a brilliant... the character really takes on a lot more of an interesting angle at this point.
It was so fun to do, but the way you had it structured, it's not like I had to come up with anything. It sort of had already written itself.
Well, I think you definitely helped with a lot of the lines, but yeah, I mean the general structure of the story is pretty much. Anyway, let's interact with the designer a bit here. The lazy shit bastard seems to have sapped his energy. Hey, wake up! Huh? We've got to stop the lazy monster blob demon thingy. Can't. Too difficult. Tired. Snap out of it. Why bother? How do you defeat laziness? Haircut. Twig. What? That's a very obtuse clue.
These are very obtuse clues.
Yeah.
That's the exact
I
thing
was really kind of doing it. I was sort of making it too difficult in a sense at this point. In terms of the clues, you can pretty much figure it out more easily than you can follow the clues. Give me some inventory or something. Orb. Right. I don't. It's hard for me to know how clear these things are. Futile. Resist. Because obviously I know the solution. But yeah. Now let's go through and. Bloody hell!
You again.
You can see. It's like he's lazying the room out of existence. It's like I'm staring into the face of pure laziness.
Behold my single animation cycle. Glory at my lack of any features whatsoever.
Yeah, even though I'm quite pleased with this animation though. It's got this nice sort of flowing amoeba.
I'm terribly
sort of
pleased. It's perfect.
Yeah. It's got a vaguely humanoid shape, like in one of the frames. There's like a 4 limbs and a head sort of thing going on. But anyway, and he moves faster when you talk to him. So yeah.
But again, it harkens back to Day of the Tentacle, I think.
Right.
With the tentacles themselves. it's enough anthropomorphization that you're endeared to. It's endeared to you.
But they at least had mouths, like in the forms of one of their suckers, and arms. Well, one of them had arms. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still feel that it's an entity and a character that you enjoy.
Yeah. Well, the way something moves can be a lot in how human it seems, and this whole game is basically about doing a lot with very little. So I'm just going to do a couple of these lines. I like this one.
Isn't this a little industrious for you? Hardly seems lazy to go to all this effort. You are defying your nature by trying so hard. Therefore, you will negate your own existence.
Nice try.
I was doing the whole...
The only thing I wanted to have playing through this game again, and since we've made it, the one regret I have is not suggesting that when he says "nice try," he says "nice try, Tiberius."
Yeah, that would
or
have been
just
perfect.
some vague Kirk reference that doesn't exactly say Kirk.
Right. Yeah, and of course, because my character in Minecraft is Tiberius Burke, it's sort of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a tie.
Yeah,
but
because that was and I see. Obviously, I'm a Trekkie, and there's so many times not so many times, a few times in Star Trek where, particularly in the episode. Oh no, I'm not going to space on the name. Fuck, the one with Nomad. I am Nomad. He basically defeats this super powerful alien robot by convincing it of a logical argument. Of a logical contradiction.
Was that where he typed in Y?
No. He's he basically the machine is designed to destroy everything that isn't perfect, and he convinces the machine that it's not perfect because it mistook him for his creator, and so he destroys himself. But this is only after he wreaks havoc. He only thinks of it later. He's like, "You are imperfect, Nomad. You must exterminate yourself." And he's like, "I must destroy," and so he destroys himself. Yeah. And so, but this doesn't work on the lazy guy. The lazy, he's just like, "Nice try," Yeah.
He's too lazy to even keep up with the logic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Okay.
I'll find a way to stop you.
You'll just tire yourself out trying. You can't stop laziness. It's thermodynamics, entropy, death.
I liked you better when you were just some weird guy sitting on the floor.
Let's just tell him to bugger off.
Just bugger off.
You bugger off.
And then he hits you with that, and bastard.
Yeah.
I was so proud of that animation. I had to have it happen several times.
Yeah, it's a wonderful animation. This is probably the most difficult puzzle in the game,
right?
Just judging by various playthroughs and so forth.
See, the way I've seen some people do. So you've got to keep telling him to bugger off.
Just bugger off.
You bugger off.
So that he, but you can dodge it. Oh, I didn't dodge it. Okay.
Complete and total bastard.
Yeah.
So now some people skip though. They keep clicking, and so they skip the dialogue there, and they don't hear it. But the fact that changed is supposed to be a clue that something different will happen. Now, one thing I've seen someone do is they try to outrun it and run back into that room so that it hits the door in the other room. And I think that might have been a better way to do it. One thing I'd like to do in the next game is sort of have multiple solutions for the same puzzle.
Yes.
But the way to actually defeat this... Now, I'll let him hit me again.
Just bugger off.
So that we can see the third option that comes up. After 3 hits, he says something quite different.
That's really starting to piss me off. But they're slow-moving enough that I might be able to grab hold of one.
Now, I was hoping that would... that the player would just click enough times. Once you've exhausted all dialogue options, that's the automatic thing you say. So after going back and forth a bit, you would, out of desperation, click on him a few times, and then he'd basically tell you what to do, which is just tell him to bugger off again, and then grab it. Oh shit! And it does take a bit of timing. It's the it's the only twitchy part of the game. Oh fuck! I did see it. It's pretty tricky. And I made this game, but he keeps saying it, so
Just you bug.
Got it.
Hey, give that back.
Yeah. You can give it back, and there's a funny thing that he says, but in the interest of time, you'll have to figure that out yourself. So you can talk to the designer to figure out
Hey,
what to do with it.
wake up. Huh?
Oh yeah, you can say this too.
He's deleting the game. Doors.
See,
Is
that's
there a Street Fighter reference here?
yeah.
This is future.
Right, you got to show him this.
I've got one of his laziness orb things. Hadouken.
Yeah. So the last two clues, you know, deleting doors and Hadouken, like this.
I think I should stand back a bit for this.
I love how you're standing back and then he
Yeah.
walks.
To lazy the shit out of this door.
Yeah, and then he walks forward.
It worked.
That's a beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful animation as
I
well.
put a lot more effort into that than it looks like because I did this sort of. Anyway, it's not important. Let's just go outside.
You just dissolved from one scene to the other.
Yeah, but I
You
did it
think
manually.
You're going?
Each frame, it was more complicated than it needed to be.
Asshole. He's gone to the designer's place. The computers that control the world are in there.
So imagine what he would do in there with the, you know, we've given basically the power of God to laziness, and you'd think that wouldn't be a problem because what's he going to do?
Right, because he just wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, and that is the inherent contradiction in his character. This is a bit too industrious for him. Why is he making all this effort? And it's the funny thing about laziness is that it has its own strength, its own power. It's deceptively strong, and if you let procrastination take over, it's like, because once you procrastinate it a little, the relative cost of procrastinating more is reduced. You know, if I've already procrastinated for 20 days, then procrastinating for one more day only makes it 21. It's not much difference. So the more you procrastinate, the more you put something off, the less it costs you in relative terms to put it off longer, and that's the trap.
I'm not the one you need to be telling this to, because
Yeah,
I'm so bad at procrastinating. Anyway.
yeah, and the only way to do it is to just force yourself. You've just got to fight it. You've just got to power through and say, no, fuck you, laziness. And whenever I am feeling lazy, well, I say some of the things that are said in the last part of this game, but we'll get to that later. Now, this axe is obviously
How did this get here?
not supposed to be here. Why is it in this plant pot? It's very odd.
Those of you who have the Mac version will see what the icon is. Finally,
Right.
see what the icon is a reference
Yeah,
to.
I mean,
I very stubbornly insisted that
Yeah.
that the icon be a reference to that.
yeah, Pac
And I know I was a pain in the ass for doing so, but I just love the ambiguity of that reference not being revealed until
Yeah.
this deep into the game.
Yeah, it's also on the website. There's a high res image of a twig and a
Oh, and it's on the trailer as well. Yeah,
yeah.
So,
It's pregnant.
so that's
yeah.
the reveal of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I basically drew a high resolution version of this. You know, so let's take that.
Got my axe back. Time to chop up some lazy blob monster thing.
Yeah, go on.
I would like to say something about that line. That when Jim sent me his dialogue, he had two different takes, and he had several takes, and I liked the beginning of one and the end of the other. So if you listen to that time to chop up some lazy blob monster thing, it's actually two different takes spliced together in the middle because.
And it's well spliced because I couldn't even tell.
Well, it just, yeah, if you go back and listen, his inflection is a little bit different from, you may be able to tell the point at which it
Well, I think
turns.
isn't it like
because-
he's starting to say it and then he doesn't know what to call him? It's like time to chop up some what is it? You know, like that kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
he's not
right.
sure what he's talking about because what the fuck is he
Yeah,
fighting?
what is this thing
Yeah.
that I have no point of reference for?
Yeah, like I was born in this black and white room and now I'm fighting a cyan demon of laziness. I mean, what the fuck is going on? What kind of life is this? Yeah. Knock on the
Hey,
window again.
what are you doing in there?
Just destroying the world.
No, stop.
All right, you win. I've stopped.
Really?
No, not really.
See, I've never even tried that actually.
See,
Yeah.
most people haven't. That's the thing. You've got to experiment if you want to explore all the options. In
And
this
I
game.
spoke those words, and
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And you came up with that line, or I was saying
again.
I was saying,
completely-
I came up with the, no, stop, and he's like, what does he say? He's like, I will never stop or something. I am laziness, but you said no, she's just take the piss out of him and saying, yeah, go on, I've stopped. No, not really. Fuck you. It's just like, it's just such an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and obviously, if you tried to use the axe on the window, you might not try to do it. So
It's not going to work. I'm going to have to go in through the window.
you can try to use it on that, but then we get our, perhaps the most exciting animation in this game ever.
I think this is the only way in. This is going to hurt.